another scene for Suburban Apples, a Changeling the Dreaming Game. We skip ahead a couple of months because I'm tired of describing the snow, and we are once again in beautiful New Hampshire. Spring is just starting to peek through the chill. There are still some patches of ice that haven't quite melted on ponds, and just a couple of little drifts of snow that manage to not melt under the shade. But for the most part, bright green grass is starting to bud, and flowers are starting to show. Birds are returning to New Hampshire, and the promise of rejuvenated life springs all around. We start this scene in the park on a weekend. Children are out. They're still wearing their cold weather clothes, but as they run around, a couple of hats and scarves and mittens are abandoned because it's just warm enough to do that once you've got the blood flowing. And there's a buzz about a spring festival that's going to take place. The adults are talking about various booths, a cakewalk, that sort of thing. The sort of not quite banal, but everyday excitements that the adults of Brig and Fowl manage to bring to their lives in suburbia. At the park today sits one Agnes Newt, sort of standing on top of a picnic table, surveying those around her like a queen regarding her subjects. There are other children playing, and this is where we'll go ahead and start the scene. We'll, for a change up, we'll start with Mark. What are you doing?
What time of day is it?
Early afternoon.
Early afternoon. Is it a weekend? Is it a school day?
Weekend.
It's weekend. Mark is he's probably just taking a walk down the street, just looking for something, for anything, for that leap of adventure.
Well, as you're walking down the street past the park, you do see this little red cap girl, sort of, like I said, standing, looking over children playing, like they're her subjects, kind of pointing them in various directions. A few kids seem to be gathering like large sticks and running off and coming back with things to tie them together with for some sort of makeshift thing yet to be determined.
Is there a place to sit nearby?
Well, the picnic table.
He will sit at the picnic table. Well, he'll do that thing where where you're standing on the seat part, but you're like crouched, and it vaguely looks like you're sitting, but it's quirky, and I like it. And yeah, and he does that. He's just kind of perched there.
All right. Agnes looks down at you, and she's a very pretty young girl. She's got long black hair, bright bluish eyes with like tints of green and brown around the edges. And she looks down and she gives a smile that seems to stretch all the way up her jawbone, this little red cap princess. And she I've seen you around before, right?
Oh, I'm sure you have. I get around.
Do you think you could make yourself useful?
Who's asking?
She just looks around. How did you get?
Come again?
The feckin' puka. She just she sits down on top of the table, her little legs dangling over the edge beside you. Can you make yourself helpful, you wee large git? You're a lot taller than I am, and I need some assistance in making a new tower.
Be careful what you wish for. Helpful comes in many forms, but helpful I can be.
Do you have a hammer?
Yeah, he checks his pockets. Not in these pants.
Ugh. As useful as you are, easy to understand. As this conversation is going on, Patrick, what are you doing?
Well, Patrick has been here at the park probably for a little while. It's the weekend. He's managed to get all the rest of them together, and they're probably actually at this time for Patrick. What Patrick's finding amusing and for lack of a better term, also encouraging, is Joey's new wheelchair. Now that the snow is out of the way, we're now able to let this see how this thing actually runs. So for the past 10 minutes, maybe more, he's been running around the there's probably like a small circular, not necessarily like a full-on track or anything like that, but they're like trying to see if they can get Joey to pick up speed with the thing. Give it a test now that it's able to actually even go over like the wood chips easily.
Mm-hmm. He does move quite a bit faster and seems to be very enthusiastic about it. And look, I can do like donuts, he says as he like spins the wheels out by like spinning one and holding the other tight.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you tried? I think I heard about like tricks being able to like do it on one wheel, just being able to spin around on one wheel. Have you done that?
Not yet, but one step at a time. Pushes up his glasses. I don't want to fall over.
Well, that's okay. If you fall over, we'll get you right back up and you can do it again.
Fall over?
Well, yeah. That's all good. Anyway, no, like that. It's been mostly his amusement around. He hasn't really noticed. But then finally he like notices there's a bunch of kids like picking up sticks and stuff like that, and he's like looking after them. Like, where are they going? They're coming back picking rocks. It's like, oh, are they going to war? Is there a war going on? As he actually goes up to one of the other group of kids. Hi, I'm Patrick.
Hi, I'm Jason. Building a tower. Gotta go. And he's dragging along just like a branch that has fallen down over the winter due to snow. Just
tower. Huh. That actually sounds kind of fun. And he takes a look around and for people. He actually like sees Agnes and Mark over the corner. It's like, ooh, he says as the rest of them are doing other stuff. He runs over to the two of them, gets up on the table. Hi, Agnes. Hi, Mark.
Patrick.
Oh, my friend Patrick. He and I are friends, Agnes.
That's helpful. Yeah.
Have you heard?
I told you I could be.
Have you heard? As Patrick has that look like someone who knows something that the others don't.
She just looks. Heard what?
There's a bunch of kids making a tower.
You know, I did hear something about that. Now that you mention it.
Hello, NPC. Have you heard the plot you delivered? Why, no.
Of course I don't know it was her causing it.
She just kind of gives Patrick a look. Aye. And she points in the general direction of where like several sticks are kind of being like stacked and like leaned to into each other. It kind of has like the looks of a really rickety teepee almost. And since my last tower was torn down, I figure it's about time a new one is constructed.
He sort of gives a nod at that for a moment. It's like, and he sort of looks over at what the other kids are doing as he's watching. It's like, like you said, it's what they mean to. It's just like, my friend Joey's actually really good at making sure things are built up real strong and good.
Huh. Does he know how to build a peel tower?
Patrick sort of thinks about it, and it's like, he's never built one, but I'm sure he could.
Huh.
Hold on a moment, as he literally backflips off the table and starts running back to the rest of them.
She looks to Mark. See, that could have been helpful. How about glue? Do you have glue?
He pats down his pockets. Does it need to be in my carried equipment out of character?
No, it's glue. I mean, if you want to just be like randomly carrying like a glue stick, I'm not going to be like, that doesn't seem logical. It's glue.
Yeah.
That was the glue stick your teacher, the one that taught and raised you, gave you.
This glue stick has been like a father to me.
I'll have you know. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out one of those small hobbyist things of glue, like for miniatures, with like the nozzle. He pulls out one of those and he says, I have a very special kind of glue. It's very strong. You have to be careful with it.
She looks at the very small bottle of glue and at the large, like, pile of sticks that's being constructed. How strong is it?
Strong enough to put a quarter on the pavement and no one drives.
Well, I don't need to glue quarters to the pavement.
Of course, that'd make you mean.
I feel for poor Agnes here. It's just I'm surrounded.
Do you think that glue could help put that tower together?
Not really. But if I use the glue...
You could glue quarters to it?
If it's the Tower of Quarters.
Oh, the feckin' English. She puts her hands to her temples and just like hops off the table and just goes over to sort of like oversee the construction of this tower, because trying to discuss it with Apuka is a lot.
Well, let me know if you want some glue.
It it is a very like rickety looking thing. Occasionally somebody will try and like move a branch to sort of like add more height to it, and it just kind of falls over and taking like a good chunk of the construction with it. And but the kids seem undaunted. They're outside, they're building shit with sticks. They're fine.
Probably not hard for Patrick to get the rest of them gathered and trying to figure out how to make this peel tower, even though poor Joey has never built one before.
Poor Joey, being 10 years old, doesn't know what a peel tower is. Like, what's peeling?
You know, like what you do to apples or bananas.
So is it a tower for peeling bananas in?
I believe so.
Well, then we need bananas, Patrick. I think I have some at home.
I can get us a bunch of bananas.
This is not going to turn into the quest for bananas.
Well, this tower needs to peel something.
The other them, while discussing what should be peeled in the tower, everything from onions to apples to bananas, just sort of join in like the cacophony of like children construction workers. Adding piles. It looks a bit like preparation for a fucking bonfire. And when Agnes declares, well, I need to see if it's strong enough to stand on. And this is where both of you can see. And you see this like little 7-year-old Redcap kind of carefully and shakily climb to the top of this thing. And she's like, I think it'll hold. And as she stands up, it just...
Oh.
And you hear the little as she falls down, and she gets out, and she's got some scrapes along her arms, along her cheek, and she just, well, that won't do. And she just kind of like
Patrick just sort of like nods sagely at that for a moment. It's just like, yeah, that'll never peel a banana.
She just kind of scowls, and like the other kids are like, well, we can try again. She's just no. This won't work. This won't work. And she just kind of goes and sulks at the back of the table where Mark is sitting. You know, what I need is a proper tower.
Mark?
Oh, Robbie, are you there?
Uh-oh. He might still be here. I just don't know if we can hear him.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
What she really needs
is a proper tower. I bet there's one where we can go, but the others cannot.
Would this tower make you happy?
She sort of gives him that like red cap regard. Like, should I just eat him? It isn't about happiness. She just like sticks her little like hollow nose up in the air, and this is about destiny, finding the place where I belong, and I belong in a tower. We should go find that wee dragon. I think there's a place near his that we can get to where we need to go.
There's a dragon. I'm in.
Nah, she sees, like, she looks out to wherever Patrick is, like lording over the
they're
thing.
examining sticks and like going like, well, and we're talking with Joey. We're like making our own mini version of the tower. It's like, okay, so how would we peel an apple with this?
And she, Patrick,
I
how would you like to go on a wee top secret adventure?
top secret adventure. I'm in. Sorry, guys, I'll be right back. He says as he hops over there with their construction and goes running off after them.
And she waits for Patrick to join them and like stands up and like makes the beckoning motion and starts leading them towards the woods.
I can't tell you. It's top secret. Of course, I don't know what we're going to do. It's top secret.
She, as you guys get closer to the woods, she's like, there was a trod near where the dragon lives, right?
A what?
Yes.
A door. Yes. I want us to go there.
To where?
To the door.
They haven't
To
seen
the
any
other place.
Oh, come on, Patrick. Get up to speed. The door.
Well, I haven't seen any doors there, but
Oh,
I'm sure I can find one.
She just like shakes her head.
The only door.
How can you maintain such unawareness, dismal unawareness of the place in which you live?
I am not unaware. The only doors I have seen in there is the Marble Eaters and Ted's. He says as he sort of crosses his arms.
Well, Patrick, this door will lead us somewhere where our little friends can't follow us, she says as she sort of marches along, the little red cap temper sort of tinging her voice as she sort of stomps along in the woods.
Yeah, Patrick. What good is?
Oh,
I'm
was that
right? What good is belonging to a club if you never get to use the clubhouse?
There's a clubhouse?
Well, in theory, she just like she continues storming along. We're gonna find a fucking tower in the dreaming, and she says,
She says that after she has the dream, Patrick's still more confused. Like, do we have to be asleep for that? Oh no, poor Robbie's gone.
"Oh no." See if he comes back.
Yeah, for my continual trail of ignorance.
Patrick, learn a thing. God,
Never, Carol. If I learn, I grow up.
that is not how it works. Welcome back, Robbie. You can hear us?
Yeah, what I miss?
Nothing. We started like riffing on Patrick's ignorance when we realized you weren't there. She says we're going into the dreaming to find a tower.
Patrick sort of frowns at that. Do we have to be asleep for that?
I'm about to knock you out.
Will that help us find the tower?
It might help me. She said.
Awesome. Do it. I'm assuming she's leading us in the direction of where the trot is. Okay.
As you cross that first like threshold into the actual circular forest, or circle woods, you notice the usual like chimera kind of skittering to and fro. Among them are some of the deeper wood chimera who are just sort of like sowing flowers onto the trees and onto various plants. Because this is a place of whimsy. But instead of going straight to the center of the woods where Ted lives, she veers off towards the direction of the trod.
And so, well, Patrick follows. It still hasn't clicked to him that the portal is the door, is the trod.
She's strolling along, just kind of muttering to herself. I can't believe they don't know what the fucking trod is. How can you live in an area and not know where the local trods are? It's the fucking silver path. How do they get anywhere?
I can start on the right straight on till morning.
Thousands and thousands of reincarnations, and never before have I met another fucking container that doesn't know where the goddamn trods in their area are. She does swear and mutter like somebody at least 4 times her age. It's this little 7-year-old angry middle-aged woman. Strolling along until you get to the area of the trod, and it is open.
Yeah.
And she just gestures to it. Trod.
Patrick's just sort of looking at it as like, that's not a door, that's a portal. Had you said it was the portal the whole time, I would have known.
It's not a feckin' portal. It's a trod.
Yes, it is a portal. You go through it, you go to another place.
Yes, you go to the dreaming you get.
The what?
And she looks over at Mark. You are his elder, and you aren't teaching him anything. Does nobody teach this boy anything?
I'm not his mom.
Marcia taught me how to fight, and I don't need a mother.
Well, let me learn you something. Trod. Say it. Trod.
Trod?
Trod.
Trod.
Yes, this is what we are going to trod through, she says as she puts a step into the trod. Now follow along onto the silver path into the dreaming.
I'm afraid you're going to have to follow me. And he runs ahead.
Nah, I've been here through here at least twice. I should go through here.
He's already running.
As you both run past, you sort of knock Allison off of her Agnes off her like kills her, and she just sort of stumbles in, just like another fucking indignity as she stands up.
This was the worst idea ever. This was the worst idea ever. Why? Of all the player characters, these two had to be the ones.
As you step into the trod, you find yourself on a silver path. Initially, the path seems pretty standard. It's a silver road. But as it opens up ahead of you, it broadens into the streets of some sort of strange suburbia. Each house comes from like one of 4 designs into a perfectly symmetrical pattern. On each one, a lawn flamingo facing in exactly the same direction. Every 4th house has a garden gnome. And in the cul-de-sac, there's the clubhouse, where the spring festival is being held.
See, I told you there was a clubhouse.
I was just like, I didn't see a clubhouse the first few times I was here. This is awesome. Do we have to do like a special knock or anything?
Agnes, look. This is not the feckin' tower we're looking for. She says, this is just, I don't know what this is.
Well, they had an amazing bake sale the last time I was here. It was really good.
She looks around and she's like, I don't see a bake sale, but if you look, you'll notice that there's like various carnival games
Ooh. Curiosity gets the better of me as I wander to the carnival games.
Agnes follows along, yelling after you. This is not what we're here for.
It's okay. I know how these things work.
Mark, what are you doing?
Curiosity is bad for my people.
Oh no. So,
This is what you've done, Carol.
as you get to
The two most ADD characters in the game.
as you get to the carnival, there's several standard carnival games. There's the ring toss, a little like beanbag throwing thing, and archery, because they don't have the little pop guns. There's a place to test your strength, somewhere where they can guess your weight. And at each of these places, there's a rather strange... the people working there are very strange. They don't have faces, really. What they have are sort of gem-encrusted masks that obscure anything that would actually register as a face. They're all dressed very, very like ladies' brunch is how they're all dressed. Every single one of them seems very like feminine build. Their blazers on. You hear voices coming from these gem-encrusted faces, but no mouth moves. So, step right up. I insist. Step right up. And the various residents are slowly filing out of their house, and they don't look particularly happy to play these games as they just sort of trudge along, getting in line to play the various carnival games.
Patrick first steps up to the ring toss.
As you get to the ring toss, you notice that the posts all look sort of like totem poles. Instead of just regular sticks like they would have had at your circus. They have carved faces in them. And the rings that they're tossing kind of glow red. And the first person who is in line just ahead of you just sort of resigns themselves to it and picks it up and like, oh, hot. And they throw the ring toss, the ring towards the little totem poles. And as the ring gets closer, they duck out of the way.
Ooh.
And as he misses shot after shot, he just starts crying. He's like, no, please, no. Let me try again. I can pay. I can give you my hand. The gemmed figure's like, no, you only get one go. And he just starts weeping as he's led by the hand off to the rides at the back of the carnival. The gemmed figure steps forward and looks at Patrick. Tickets, please.
Oh, where do you purchase tickets?
They should be in your pocket.
Patrick reaches into his pockets for a moment.
There's tickets.
Oh! No question about where it is. This place is awesome.
Yes.
How many?
One per game.
He'll give her one. How many does he have just in total, just out of curiosity?
About one for each game. So So, anyways, yeah, the woman will take the ticket and tear it in half and put it in a little glass jar.
And it's like, how many rings did the guy toss? Just out of curiosity.
5.
5 rings. Okay. And what's the prizes?
Oh, such glorious things. For one, you get anything from the bottom row. And she gestures at these like little terrified looking stuffed animals. If you'll get 3 or more, anything from the second row. And she gestures to like slightly larger animals, and these are more fantastical beasts, but they're still stuffed and still vaguely terrified looking. And if you get all 5, you get the grand prize. But nobody gets the grand prize, and we don't let you look at it unless you win.
Ooh, that's fun. I'm going to get the grand prize. So Patrick, he doesn't pick up one of the rings yet. He sort of licks his finger and pokes at it. There
is a sizzle as he does, and his finger gets a little scalded from it.
Sorry, I need to look up something real fast here. While I'm looking this up before I go there, you can talk to the other.
Okay. Mark, what are you doing? As you see Patrick making a terrible, terrible mistake.
He's going to see what happens. He's going to reach into his pockets and see if he has any tickets.
He does. One for each game.
One for each game? Okay.
2. Well, it's not exactly what I was. It's not exactly, but it might actually do something. Looking at Dragon's Ire 3. You know what? Something else, actually. You know what? Hold on. Sorry, there's a few things I could do. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to go with.
All right. You do that. So, yeah, the various games. There's the ring toss, the beanbag toss, shooting gallery, guess your weight and age, and I forgot what the other one was. Oh, the where you test your strength.
Could you repeat this one more time? Sound terrible?
There's ring toss, beanbag toss, archery, guess your wage and age, or your wage and your age and weight. Jesus. And a test your strength.
You know, I want to do the ring toss as well.
There is another spot beside Patrick if you want to step up. The other residents seem reluctant to like rush to a line. So
strange. Almost like bad things happen when you do this. It's okay. It's adventure, Carol. I'm not aware of the danger. So here's the bunk. So I'm going to do Dragon's Ire 3. It's probably not going to fully protect him, but I'm going to leave it up to your judgment on how well this might help. So just to describe what Dragon Scales does. A knife scrapes off a troll's hide, which is suddenly hard as a stone. A knocker grins as he aims his car head-on from that of a loan shark, tempting its frame to be nearly indestructible while hoping the improvements he made to the airbag system works. The changeling infuses his subject with the mystical toughness of dragon hide. To those capable of seeing past the mists, the subject seems to shimmer with a heat haze, and its skin or surface gleams in its direct light. The realm used dictates who or what is enchanted. All damage rolls against the subject protected by this cantrip raise their difficulty by 2 to a maximum difficulty of 9. This cantrip lasts for 1 round per success. It is ineffective against attacks made with cold iron.
All right. Well, these are not cold iron because you're in the damn dreaming.
What? So here's the bunk. So after part one was the sizzle, as he texts that. So Patrick rubs his hands together for a moment, heats them up a bit, then taps it again. Clearly not enough heat. Rubs them again. Spits in both and rubs it together and flexes. And that's the bunk.
All right, roll difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5. That's including the minus of the bunk and the fact that we're in the dreaming. Got it.
Yes.
Excellent. Div 5. Div 5. And I'm rolling, I believe, 6 dice for this. Div 5. And luckily it's chimerical, so.
Yes.
Oops. That was not what I wanted. Sorry. There we go. Yes. One success. That's good enough for this turn.
All right. And you can roll your Dex Athletics for the 5 rings. You can roll once per ring. Robbie, the lady holds out her hand for a ticket from you. Tickets, please.
Here you go.
She tears it neatly in half and puts it in a glass jar. And she puts 5 red hot glowing rings in front of you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Yeah, I do that. Oh, well, look at that.
So, Carol, standard diff since I've protected my hands? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And does quick apply since these things will try to dodge?
Yes.
Okay. So, ring toss number 1.
You need to at least get 1 success per throw.
Well, that's 5 successes on the first one.
Yeah. As you throw the first ring, the totem tries to dodge, but it only manages to knock it more into its orbit. And the little thing lets out a terrified have you ever heard mesquite burn?
Yes.
Okay, you know that scream it makes?
Yeah.
That's the sound that comes from these totems as you throw the rings over them.
These animatronics are awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Number 2. 8 successes. No, actually even more. 10 successes.
The hell, Patrick?
Because I'm quick. I'm going to get the grand prize.
Robbie, do you have anything to protect yourself, bunk-wise or arts-wise?
The only thing that I've thought of is maybe using some Wayfair.
Just sort of throw them up with magic?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. What is your fey or prop?
Both are 2.
Okay, yeah, that's sufficient. What's your bunk? As Michael continues rolling.
I got 13 on the 3rd roll.
That's gross, Michael.
That is gross. Do you want to just say I get the rest of them at that point? No, do you want me to
give you the opportunity to botch, Michael? I would never deny you that chance to fail at an athletics roll.
8 successes, and here's the last one. 6. No, more than 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 successes. That's all 5.
As he flings the rings, you hear the screaming coming from these little totem poles as their faces contort in pain as red hot metal's thrown around them, because that sucks. But anyways, yeah.
No one's ever won the grand prize. Awesome! I'm gonna get the grand prize.
Are you gonna try and move all of them, or just one at a time? Because if you move one at a time, you have to do 5 separate bunks. or you can attempt to move all 5 at once.
Given how well I'm going, and because Patrick's a show off, all 5 at once.
Oh, I meant Robbie.
Oh, Robbie.
Because he's doing Wayfarer.
Got it.
Probably all at once. Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your bunk?
So Mark takes a second to lick each of his fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
So he does one at a time until all 10 are done. He does spirit fingers and jogs in place while doing a 360-degree turn in a circle, and then dabs a finger on each one, or maybe he slams both of his hands down on the table to move them all. I don't know.
Okay. You're going to roll at a diff 6 since you're moving all of them at the same time.
Okay.
All right.
Is that hopscotch or quicksilver?
Hopscotch.
Yeah, it makes more sense. You're right. So that's
You still
so
use
that's
your
just-
full pool.
so is that Fey and prop or Fey or prop?
Either one, a Fey or prop. You'll you put your entire Wayfarer score in there as well, and then just roll all that as your pool.
Alrighty. 10. It's no 11, but 4 is nice.
Mm-hmm.
2, 6, 1. 2.
It's not as pretty as the ridiculousness going on before, but like the bottom one just sort of like pops them up, and with a jangle, all 5 descend over the center totem with a as it just kind of starts to singe from having all 5 rings around it. It's and you feel like you could faintly hear, "Why would you do this to me?" Amongst the little high-pitched squeak coming from the burning totem. And the woman running the game, because I forget what the fuck they're called, she turns, she's like, "Well, both of you are lucky boys." And she just one moment. Let me get my supervisor.
Grand prize. Yay, we won the supervisor. No, it's not what I win.
She leaves, and a moment later, you hear like a intense buzzing sound coming towards you. As Agnes is like, "What the fuck did you two just do?
We won the grand prize.
You summoned a swarm of bees.
Maybe that's the prize.
Is that the prize you won, Patrick?"
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen them yet.
As Agnes looks like about ready to, I don't know, throttle the both of you. The game runner comes back, and with her is this just ever buzzing, angry swarm. "This is Aubrey."
Hi, Aubrey. I'm Patrick.
Angry buzzing in response. "I need her to unlock the grand prize." And the swarm seems to almost like expand, darkening the sky immediately over you. As she sort of surrounds this locked box that is the grand prize, and you hear like click, 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 clicking, and 2 silver sheets of paper sort of flutter down and land in front of you.
Patrick picks up his excitedly to see what's on it.
And it just simply says, "We owe you one."
Ooh, awesome. Tell me what.
Angry buzzing, and then it leaves. She's trying that new keto diet. You understand. Now, please be gone. 1 game per ticket.
Cool. All right. And Patrick grabs his and he wanders off very, very happily, and he folds it up and puts it in his pocket without even and to be forgotten until a later time. And I hate to do this, but I just got the thing that the person's going to be leaving their house. So I don't know what to do because I'm going to have to. My hope is it's just a quick half-hour turnaround. If you want to keep going with things with Robbie for a little bit, you can just say I got distracted by other rides, and I'll catch up.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I will be back in just a little bit.
All right. Robbie, are you cool with continuing on?
Sure.
All right.
Did Mark get the same prize?
He did get the same prize.
A favor from bees. Oh, honey. He folds it in half.
She looks gobsmacked at the moment as Patrick just flies off to do another fucking thing. And she just are you quite finished?
Well, no, we just got started.
She just hangs her head. She's this cursed place. I can't imagine why you would want to play these games.
What do you know the story behind and he walks away from the stand to have this conversation with Agnes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the story behind those totems?
Behind the what?
The totems.
No, I've never been here before.
Now you're talking like me. But you know so much about such a cursed place.
I know what a trot is. Yes.
Sorry. They told me he's leaving in about 15 minutes, so I'll be here for another 10. So
okay.
See if there's a better one.
All right.
Sorry, what's going on?
She's asking why he would want to play these games, and he's asked if she knows anything about the totems. She doesn't, and he accused her of being a liar.
Perfect.
Yes.
Pot calling the kettle black. Excellent.
Hey now.
Hey now. Don't dream it's over.
Beautiful. So, yeah, she, just because I know that trods lead to the dreaming doesn't mean that I've been to this particular train wreck or that I intended to stop here. What part of this says Peel Tower?
Well, that's fair, but bees could help us get a Peel Tower.
I do not think they can, she says after a long pause.
I feel sorry for your imagination then.
She just kind of gestures. What kind of favor would you ever ask for one of those things?
To drive out the current occupants of a Peel Tower?
That sounds absolutely dreadful. She kind of continues walking. And you pass, you see the other games as well, and various people losing at them and being taken to the rides.
To the rides. That's how you get on the rides. You have to lose. No, don't do it, Patrick. Anyway.
You notice one of the rides seems to be a large, like, you know, those slingshots?
Mm-hmm.
And you see them pulling the player who lost before you back on one of these large slingshots. He's like, no, please, I have children. Launch.
Just think happy thoughts.
He is not thinking happy thoughts. Having just been slingshot into the dream. But anyway, so yeah, you see that happen. Ooh. So that's a thing occurring in this local carnival.
This carnival is fun. A lot more fun games than we had at our circus.
So where to next, gentlemen?
Much as me personally, I'd like to do more games. I don't want to necessarily keep us from whatever else you might have in mind. So,
well, I'll slingshot you into the next fucking part of the plot if I have to.
Awesome. I'll go to the slingshot. That looks fun. I'm just kidding.
Is there anyone else that looks like they're in trouble, like that other person who was really, really worried when we first got there?
I mean, nobody looks happy. They either don't have faces or they're frowning. So this is not fun. It's not fun for them. The people picking up like the bean bags, like they seem something about the bean bags seem a little off when they first pick them up, and as you observe, you notice that when they miss, they kind of hit with like a splat instead of that satisfying like bean sound. It's just, and then it just slides downward because it's filled with cooked beans. Michael's favorite.
You know it. And the grand prize, another we owe you one. And they're like,
a swarm of cooked beans.
You get a pot of beans in real life.
Yay!
No. Mark will look to. In that case, if there's no one that like strikes out as the most in need, he'll be looking for the most poverty-stricken of the faces there.
Oh, there's no poverty here.
Everyone's doing great.
Everyone seems to be upper middle class. Every male is dressed in a fedora with a necktie and a blazer. They're all roughly about 2 feet tall. These residents, by the way, they're not large things. Large things are hard to slingshot.
Well, then nobody gets free tickets, Carol.
Nobody gets free tickets. But there is somebody who's willing to tell you your age and weight.
That's okay. I know what people do when they tell me things about myself.
I already know how much I weigh.
Yeah.
And I already know how old I am. I'm 10. You know what? You know it'd be funny. I get on there and I break the scale because they're just like this. No.
How terrible.
Oh, you're 13. No, I'm not. I'm 10.
Oh.
Yeah. How terrible would that be if they guessed Patrick's age to be like an adult and he's forced to grow up?
Terrible, terrible things lie ahead, indeed.
Yes. No. To keep it focused on the adventure of the Peel Tower. I mean, don't get me wrong. Carnival games are fun and everything like that. And let's. I'm going to be going out for a quick turnaround here in just about a minute or two, anyway. So I'll leave it up to the fancy cat on what happens next.
No. There are 2 favorites from a swarm of bees. A swarm of bees.
Multiple bees, yes.
He'll
This is Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. I'm Patrick.
he'll he'll opt towards the peel tower.
Okay.
Cool. To the Peel Tower.
Agnes stands sort of in the midst of the cul-de-sac working a cantrip of her own. And she pulls a matchbook from her pocket and strikes it on... She bends one match down, strikes it on the strike pad on the back, and then she folds the lit match back to its brethren as the whole book ignites. And she just sort of tosses it in the air. And as the thing starts to burn, it hovers there. And she puts her face close to the flame and just says, "A peel tower. My peel tower." And 1 second.
All right. I will watch it on my I will listen to it on my phone. And if I need to say anything, I'll message you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be back as soon as I can.
Excellent.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you soon. Yep. So as she ignites, the thing seems a bit erratic, and its path starts by crashing through one of the game stalls and moving back past the backyards of these houses in the cul-de-sac. And she looks to the two of you and says, "Well, I think you should follow along."
I'll walk beside
you. And she starts to chase after the ball of flame that's guiding them. It takes a couple of steps off the silver path every now and then, but Agnes just sort of eyes it wearily and stays on it, even as the path leads you out of Eldritch Vistas. And she turns to Mark and she's like, "I don't know how, if you've been in the dreaming before, have you?"
Pukaing is hard.
Indeed.
Once or twice.
Then you should already know that you need to stay on the silver path unless you're foolhardy.
Certainly.
And she nods, and as this thing starts to dart in and out, it for a bit it darts out of sight, and she stops. And you've been walking for roughly like 20 to 30 minutes. We should wait for her to get back in our line of sight, I think, she says, as she just sort of sits on the silver path and looks around. And as you get to take notice of the area around you, you notice it's a fantastic place with large trees, impossibly large, with multicolored leaves, far beyond just like the reds and golds of like an autumnal gray world tree, but there's like vibrant pinks and purples. You think you see like shades of blue rustling and underneath the Arcadian sun. And she sort of takes a deep breath and she's like, "It's beautiful. It's hard to believe that where we're from puts this to shame."
Well said.
And as she's sort of taking it in, the ball of flame reappears and darts in front of you, like inches away from your nose, and just and you feel the heat of it as it passes by. She's like, oh, there it is.
He starts running after it.
And so yes, the journey continues onward, and it takes you further and further into the woods. It's the path actually starts to narrow to the point where, in order to actually both stay on it, you have to move into a single file. Which, Lord knows, I can only imagine what the hell Patrick would be doing during this. Probably shenanigans. But yes, it starts to get narrow, almost to the point where it's even to keep your feet on the path, you have to look down to make sure you're setting your foot upon silver. And as you move and this path gets narrower, you start to feel subtle changes to you. It becomes harder and harder for you to tell the truth, even in casual conversation. But more than that, you suddenly are struck with that feeling that everybody else is a liar as well. You have this sort of inner suspicion coming over you. You can almost feel a little more wild. Harkening back to ancestry of cats, you're not sure, but you start to think perhaps you are all cats and not just the cat you can turn into in the gray world. Do you want to do anything with that feeling, Robbie?
It's probably
Oh, you're cutting out.
going to slow down his run.
Mm-hmm. And as you slow down, Agnes turns to you, and while her hair had been brown in the gray world, now it's red. But not only is it red, but it looks as though it's red and sort of caked with something. And she turns, and her teeth seem sharper and longer. Hold on. I had to answer one of Michael's questions. So she's her teeth start getting longer and sharper, and her eyes have sort of a yellowish glow to them. And just being in her presence sort of sets your nerves on edge, your cat-like nerves. And she's like, why are you slowing down?
Chimerically, like, his ears would peel back.
Mm-hmm.
He'd just say, I'd like to take up the rear.
Well, you're taking up quite a bit of it, she says. She just sort of lets out a low growl and starts storming along. And as she moves, you swear you can hear metal clinking along the silver path and sparks flying from her boots. Your own Fey mane is starting to sort of exaggerate itself as well. Your ears feel keener. Your tail feels more powerful. Your nails, Puka sort of exist in that in-between when it comes to the mane, but your nails are definitely claws. Very, very sharp claws.
Yeah, just the realization that his body's changing is a little alarming, but he's still progressing along.
You realize it's been a while since you've seen Patrick. He's I'm getting a message, so I'm adding it to the narrative here. He's missing. He's no longer following.
Yeah, he just Mark just stops.
And Agnes turns around and she sort of glares at Mark. We're supposed to be moving. If you don't follow along, I'm not responsible for keeping you safe. You feel pretty certain she's lying, by the way, because that's what happens.
Well, yeah. No, absolutely. He says, Patrick doesn't seem very safe right now. I would like to find Patrick.
She just sort of glares and shakes her head. Absolutely no focus. That's the problem with you English these days. And she storms off, and the sparks from her boots have a bluish hue to them as she storms off without you. And you find yourself on this narrow sliver of road, and as she starts moving almost out of sight, and you're finding yourself alone in the deep dreaming. Is it deep or far? I can never fucking remember. Second level. Fucking hate the fact that it's like Starbucks sizes rules, where it's like, I don't know which one it is. Which do I want, a tall or do I want a venti?
He starts to back away, just looking at his own hands.
The hands have started to sort of sprout hair, and instead of it just being like, you are a very large tabby, it's like depending on the angle, the fur could belong to that of your female, a tabby cat, or in just the right light, a tiger.
And yeah, he starts to head back in the way that he came. And you just kind of, after a few minutes of walking, he'll call out, Patrick, your friend is here. Patrick.
There's no immediate response from him, but you do hear from behind you something that definitely does not belong to a 10-year-old boy who's light of foot. The heavy footfalls. And you have living legend as a merit. You hear heavy footfalls behind you, and you smell something familiar. Ogre.
I'll find you later, Patrick. I've got a thing.
Beyond the tree line, just off the silver path, is where the scent of the ogre comes from. You can hear a deep chuckle and the sound of bones cracking.
He's skulking around at this point, sneaking about.
As you sneak there through a crack in the tree line, you can see the ogre sitting at the bank of a river, breaking the bones of some sort of beast and just tearing the meat from them and laughing to himself. I am Tam. I am a clever ogre. Ha 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 ha. And he bites and he pulls entrails out from the inside of the body cavity of this, and chewing as they kind of slide down his chin.
He slowly and quietly from behind the brush pulls out his sword. Ears flat.
None are so clever as I, and none shall find my treasure. He crunches again. Hidden high in a tower, where none are clever enough to find it. He's like singing to himself in this like off key, just I'm clever in the way fairy tale creatures are clever, and talking about how clever I am at a narratively appropriate point.
Is there anything on him, like keys on his hip?
There is a sack beside him, but the ogre's naked.
Oh, so it's that sack.
No. That sack's firmly attached to him. There is a second sack.
A well-endowed ogre sagging beside him. Oh.
Draped over his lap, onto the floor beside him. No. He's got a leather sack beside him on the bank. Not a leathery sack. I don't know.
You're good. No, you're good. Yeah, sorry.
I'm not quite educated on the appropriate texture of ogre sacks.
So it's not burlap. It's more leather. Yeah.
It could be more leather. Fuck, for all I know, it could be like velvet.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe that's where they get it from. Maybe he has an ermine scrotum.
Well, in any case, this tower, a tower has been named. Treasures said to be in that tower, and now Mark knows that the ogre will be back at the tower. Now is the time of any to take a chance to get one over on him. Mm-hmm. So he would want to get back to the tower. So he'd have to retrace his steps again to go headed back towards Agnes.
All right, you need to give me a perception alertness to find Agnes, but because you are in the deep dreaming and you're a puka, that difficulty is going to be lowered because you have animal bits. So you're going to be rolling at a diff 4 to sort of hunt her down.
5.
All right. Yeah. You catch the scent of the blood in Agnes's hair, and you start to follow where she's already tread. You smell the sulfur from where her boots have burned along the silver path. And as you continue along, the path continues to gradually get narrower and narrower. There's a couple of places where you actually have to stop and look because parts of the path have been overgrown before you can find where you can leap to the next part that's silver. before putting your feet on it, you know. Um, and as you continue along, it actually becomes harder in to make that leap onto legs.
Yeah, he ends up leaning forward then and going with it. He's been a cat before.
As you shift, you realize that the possibilities are almost endless. You are not just capable of being a cat; you're capable of being any cat, any creature.
As that comes into no,
It's like instinctual, you know, this as you get further into the dreaming. Like you go from like you can turn into like a larger version of yourself to you can turn into any animal that's mundane. And like the final stage is you can turn into whatever the fuck. Be it. Be the fucking thing. You want to be a dragon? Be a fucking dragon. Be a unicorn with cat ears.
Oh no.
But anyways, yes, you could be more than just little cat. You could be a tiger. You could be a fucking manticore if you wanted.
Well, yeah, his he knows that he's losing himself a little.
Mm-hmm.
So his mentality is things that I can like what I can turn into, what I can turn back from because I've been like this before or a variation of this, I can go back. So his head like goes in the direction of like a liger.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, as you think liger thoughts, you can sort of expand. You feel like tufts grow, but it's not full on mane. I can't remember. Is that liger or tigon? Which one has the mane? Whatever. You look like you're larger than either, and you're a stripy fella. um, but yes, it makes it a lot easier to make those large leaps in the gaps along the silver path where things have overgrown and brambles and thorns obstruct what would be a relatively easy journey. And as you start making these large leaps and bounds, you actually once again get Agnes in your sight. But I would like to offer a pee break because I gotta use the restroom real quick. So
Sure.
okay, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Woo! All right. So yes, you finally see Alice as she continues onward, and there's actually like a trail of chimerical blood following behind her as well, which sort of sets your like nerves on end. That predator part of you smelling that blood, and you, there in the distance, still a ways off, you see the polished marble of a tower.
Yeah, he's gonna approach any semblance of a door.
Well, it's still a ways off, but as you start getting closer and closer to the tower, you notice that even like you thought you saw the full tower in the distance, but you realize as you get closer and closer that what you saw back there was just the top part of the tower, because it keeps appearing to be taller and taller and taller, because like the landscape was obstructing a good chunk of it, and it is easily 3 times as tall as the tallest building you've ever seen in your life. Just sort of jutting upwards into the sky. The base comes down and it's in this sort of like spiral shape. It's polished marble all the way around, pink marble. Phallic interpretations not necessary. All towers are phallic. Pink or not. I just like pink. So, and Agnes is standing at the base where large metal spikes, jagged, and they don't look as though they've been welded into this shape, but rather like snapped off into this shape, form this like very menacing fence around it. And she stands there looking up. Did you find Patrick?
Wow. No.
She just eyes you suspiciously and looks up. Nobody's come out in a while. I don't know if anybody lives here. We could use a flying one right now to sort of act as a scout.
Sure.
He says he's on his way back. I don't know how long that'll take, though. So,
If you want to pause for him, I understand.
no, we don't have to. We can establish other stuff before he comes back. You are my player as well, Robbie. I want you to feel attended to.
Okay.
So, do you want to do any sort of like perception, alertness rolls or anything to sort of get a feel for the place or any of that jazz?
Sure.
All right. What would you like to look for? A way in, a way around? If there's anybody who lives here, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think he'd look for entrances, and exits, and any sign of like, ogre, maybe footprints, maybe a mark he might recognize. No pun intended.
Yeah. Do you have any heightened senses or anything like that?
Not as merits. Nope.
Okay.
Just lighter senses.
Okay. Well, then just go ahead and roll at description as eel. Sorry, I'm getting messages from Michael, but I don't know what descriptions as eel means. So there's So yeah, roll difficulty 4 because you've got the animal bits.
2.
Two successes. Okay. You do smell ogre, like in these sort of footprints that are on the other side of that gate. The there doesn't seem to, or sorry, the fence. There doesn't seem to be a gate though to this tower, and what's more is you don't there's no signs of movement coming from within the tower. Nothing that you can hear.
I ring the doorbell. No, I'm kidding.
So, yes. But yeah, there's no gate that you can discern. There might be areas that are like a much smaller creature could fit through, but you're guessing it might be something that a larger creature might just step over.
He'll relay what he knows to this person he doesn't trust. Just that this is the domain of an ogre. A foul thing. You don't consort with that type, do you, Agnes?
She just sort of sneers. Ogres, what freaking fairy tales have you been reading?
Boo!
And
it is a sound that is both familiar and completely unfamiliar, and just like almost like magic. Someone is standing there, and when I mean someone, it's not, well, there's certain things you would say, yeah, that looks sort of like Patrick, but not. So, to explain, it is a boy. Boy, you see, but there's almost like a weird sort of shifting to his features. You don't really see just a boy. You see almost a strange, almost sort of like reflection of yourself when you were younger, when you were like, a child, maybe 8, maybe 10, maybe 12. You're not quite sure. Just think of some aspect of your character when he was a child, something about them that you saw that you see in yourself right now when you look at this boy, something you admired about yourself, something that you wish you could have held on to even now. Granted, yes, you're still a teenager, maybe there's still certain things about yourself, but there's something that is reflected in this boy that you see in yourself. But there are still certain features that, and Agnes sees this as well, but it's whatever she sees in herself as a child, whatever aspect of her is fully there. But there are certain features that are the same, no matter who is looking at him. The boy has beautiful golden hair. He is wearing the leaves, skeleton leaves, across him with cobwebs and the fresh juices of trees dripping off them. And when he smiles with the teeth of a newborn. Those small, pearly white teeth with mischief and cleverness and just something that would make your heart fall in love with. And the eyes are the most radiant green ever. They literally blaze with the light of youth, the light of spring eternal. And now this boy is laughing with the most melodious laugh that is almost like infectious. It's the wild laugh of youth, the wild laugh of childhood, just fully unleashed, untamed as he's clapping along. It's like, I got you, I got you, I got you. And that crow just echoes and resounds and resonates throughout all the valley.
Agnes has sort of turned into a nearly skeletal representation of her. There's something ageless and ancient at the same time in her eyes that while they were yellow before, they have burned to a searing red. Her teeth are long and jut out past her lips in sharp fangs. Her hands are perpetually curled and almost talons. There's something bird-like about them, something that evokes the imagery of like a bird of prey, and her hair drips with blood. Robbie, now that we are in the far dreaming,
Deep is the fullest.
Okay, thank you, Michael. I never can remember these Starbucks sizes.
it's the Viente dreaming.
Yes. But now, Robbie, you are more Puka than you've been in your entire life. All creatures are in this creature. You are Puss in Boots. Please feel free to describe what the full extent of your character is when the gray is pushed away.
So, at his apex, he somehow seems like his spine is different, even though he's in like a full mythical giant cat form. There's something different about his spine and his physiology. His front claws seem almost arm-like. His spine seems that he can stand upright, though in this moment he currently doesn't. His ears pinned back. On his back legs are these magnificent boots that have you've always seen these boots, but they've stretched to his size, and they still somehow seem to fit. They don't droop. They're just naturally there, as if they're a part of him. Even though his musculature has changed, you could see it through the leather of the boots. They've formed to fit that musculature. He's still got his sword on his hip, but now instead of it seeming like something of a rapier, it's more mighty, like a long sword. And he does not seem himself right now at all. Like even though you're not intimately familiar with him, his ears are pinned back, his face is in a twisted snarl. And he's definitely fluffed up some.
I believe we're going to have somebody joining us in a moment.
Oh boy. Well, this is going to be awkward.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Oh, can I dialogue some before that person comes in?
Yes, feel free. It'll fill the wait time.
Yeah, exactly. Since there's this boy crowing about things who,
as soon as that crowing echoes, like the wires connect in Mark's head, and he looks. His eyes have completely left this dripping blood Redcap, and he is fixated on this boy. And he says slowly, "No, you've done it again."
Of course I did. I'm the cleverest one there is. No conception of whatever it is that he's saying. But the boy just laughs, and he sort of cartwheels a bit for a moment, and he's almost like sitting on. He actually flips up and sits on like one of the jagged spikes on just happens to be one of the areas that just seems to not like really cut into him, but he's like just slightly above you guys. I knew it'd be fun. To actually play a prank on you. Who are you?
I don't know if Robbie can be here. Oh, can you, Robbie?
Robbie?
Am I back now?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you now.
I'll let you answer this question, and then I'm going to turn my attention to bringing Tasha into the same area.
Yay. Excellent.
Okay. Robbie, how do you answer the question, who are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear him.
I can't either.
Sorry, Robbie. We love you, Robbie.
Oh, he's muted. Oh, he muted himself.
Oh, he's probably trying to fix it.
Okay. Well, in that case, we turn our attention to Tasha. We're gonna go through this day she's had. It's about mid-March. We've done a time skip, and we'll deal with some of the things you may have done in that time skip once the scene ends. But today it's about mid-March, 15th-ish, and there's a frantic knocking at your window, and you look, or if you look, you see the Marble Eater just panicking and just slamming his hands on the window, like trying to get your attention.
How the hell did you get this address? And she'll go over to the window and throw it open and be like, "How'd you? Is Peter Pan in trouble? Is that what my life is right now?"
Yeah, this is a lasting moment. As it's trying to explain, just marbles are just spilling onto the floor.
Right. Okay, just can you write? Are you literate? Do you? And she'll get like one of her sketch pads and like give it to him. Does it have hands?
Yeah, it has hands.
Okay.
It's a froggy looking fella. And he looks at the pencil and he just starts furiously drawing circles on the page.
I should have fucking seen that coming. All right, lead me to wherever the hell it is we're going.
Okay. And it hops on the window and waits for you to follow along, and like makes a beeline towards the circular woods. But instead of taking you in the direction of Ted's house, he immediately takes you to an open trod within the woods. And just sort of like gestures wildly at this at this trod.
She has her gun with her because obviously this is an emergency situation, or at least to her this is an emergency situation. So she's got her gun, and she'll pull it out and kind of keep it at the ready and be like, "All right, you can't fucking tell me what I'm going into. All right, this is fine. I'm following a strange chimera into a trot. This is everything that Miss Boomer told me not to do. Let's fucking go."
It leads you into the trot, and you find yourself in this odd suburb on the Silver Path. The Silver Path is rather wide in this area, and on either side of this street forming a cul-de-sac, a surreal cul-de-sac, where there are 4 designs of houses within a pattern. Each one has a flamingo facing in the same direction. Every 4th house has a garden gnome, and at the very back at the roundabout of the cul-de-sac, there is a carnival being held, and there's some games there. There's a ring toss, a beanbag toss, archery, a station where it says we will tell you your age and weight, and a test your strength. And each of these booths is being manned by a woman in what the style best described as like upper class brunch tea professional. But their faces are just completely obscured because they are just masks, solid masks of gemstones. And making very reluctant lines at each of these games is the citizens of this suburb, very, very sadly making attempts to win at these games. And the Marble Eater just stops and kind of gestures at this carnival, and just trying to explain something, but all that's coming out is marbles.
This is real fucking creepy, my dude. Right. Where's Patrick?
Bleh.
Can you show me, like, with your hands?
And it does this.
So you brought me here because Patrick's in trouble or something, but you don't know where the little fucker is.
And it nods and opens its mouth. And like there's just so many marbles starting to pile around, and it's starting to gather them back up and eating them. And you hear coming from the stall in front of you, you there, girl. Step right up. It's your turn.
The fuck? What? Me?
Tickets, please.
I need tickets?
Check your pockets.
That's also real fucking creepy. She puts her hand in her pockets.
There's tickets there.
Just like a bunch of them? Like
one for each stall.
Oh, okay, sure. What's the stall that she's in front of right now?
Archery.
I mean, yeah, fucking sure. I know how to do this. Sure.
You need to get a bullseye to win.
I do. Those are the only rules?
Those are the only rules.
Excellent. She takes out her gun and will fire at the target.
It's archery. She just sort of
looks
at
but she said you just need to get a bullseye. Those were the only rules.
Oh, right. Well, being is that you just shot at the archery stat. You're not quite sure if she's giving you a look, but it's definitely a mask of gems facing you.
I got it.
She's like, yes, and hands you a bow and arrow.
Okay, fine.
So mostly because of thematics, and I need to make it super difficult in order for you to get to the next part. I need you to kind of fail.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure archery is like a secondary skill in this game. Unless you want to put it under firearms, which would be, I think, OP in this situation.
Yeah. So we're gonna just, it's a straight deck shot, and you need to get all of your dice have to be successes at diff 7. So everything.
Okay. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure I've got. So crack shot does apply to gun, arrow, or dart.
Yeah.
So I receive no increased difficulty when targeting a specific location, and increases difficulty of rolls not involving specific targeting by 1. So would this be not an increased difficulty or a reduced difficulty?
A reduced difficulty because so 8. So you need all of your dice need to be successes. They need to be 8 or higher. Let's see how this goes.
Wait, why do I have an increased difficulty?
It was 9. And now it's...
Oh, it was 9. I understand. Okay. Gotcha. Straight decks. Cool. During 8F1. Nah.
Great. Perfect.
Fail.
just as Dawn has planned. And as you fire this thing and it goes off target, she's like, "Oh, what a shame. Well, enjoy the rides." As somebody comes and starts to lead you, whether you like it or not, towards the rides at the back of the carnival.
Are the rides like a fucking punishment? Is that what this is?
It seems as though that is the case.
This is real messed up. Dude, she's gonna turn to whoever's leading her. She's not gonna fight the dude, but she's gonna be like, "Listen, dude, this is not how you run a carnival. Your business model has a lot of fucking flaws in it. Let me tell you."
It's the seasonal carnivalness, and he's
what does that mean?
he's taking her to a very large slingshot contraption, and you've seen something similar to this at carnivals before, but usually they have a harness that buckles in.
Right.
As they just sort of like put you.
Do I see like other people going on it? Like, are there other people going on this ride, or is it like a I'm just the only one?
Well, you're the only one on it right now. The others were slingshot before you.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm assuming this is really fucking unsafe, my dude.
I'm sure you'll be fine, miss. And as they pull it back. You have time to wonder what you've done with your life up to this point.
It's okay. I have what kind of contraption is this? Is obviously a chimerical contraption, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just real fast. Well, I'm gonna see what happens because I'm gonna essentially be ready to cast Skycraft to maybe help break my fall with Howling Gale, and we'll have my, actually going on the slingshot be my bunk and like probably screaming bloody murder.
Perfect. As they pull back the slingshot, safe journeys, and they let go, and you take to the sky, and you see the silver path below you narrowing and narrowing and narrowing, and maybe it's just because of how high up you are. And as the ground starts to get closer, you also see a tower in the distance, but you also realize you are more of yourself than you have ever been, you son of a bitch. The spirals grow wilder on your cheeks, and you know instinctually how to create from just the clothes on your back something to land safely.
Oh shit, yeah, sure, I do that.
And Patrick and Mark, as you stand there squaring off against each other.
Who's Patrick?
Sorry, Peter and Mark. You hear coming from the sky the sounds of screaming and possibly cursing. And Tasha, describe your landing.
So there's screaming, but then there's sort of a poof sound as she just starts descending, and she's made a parachute out of it looks like her jacket, her plaid jacket is part of the parachute, and like strings from somewhere. So she just kind of drifts and is still screaming, and will continue screaming until she lands, and then we'll just go, "The fuck have you?" All right, it's fine. Y'all have got me into worse. This is what the fuck's going on.
So to describe who you're staring at here, he was sitting on the side of the wall. There was like some jutting, sort of like almost spikes for the most part, and this boy stands up and has his fists on his hips as he's looking at you, and some aspects of him remind you of Patrick, but he really doesn't look like Patrick. The best way to describe is you're almost there. It's definitely a young boy. You know that for sure. And he's dressed in a suit of skeleton leaves with bound with cobwebs and the fresh juices of trees on it. He has beautiful golden hair, and when he smiles, and he is smiling at you for a moment out of amusement, his teeth are pearly white, and they're the teeth of a newborn. Having lost their first teeth, and his eyes are blazing green to a pure radiance. It's spring, youth, eternal itself is literally blazing out from those eyes. But when you look at this boy, you almost see a part of yourself. You see something of yourself reflected in him. Some aspect of when you were young that you always admired or you wish you could have held on to is reflected in this boy when you see him. You see something of yourself. And he sort of claps at that. That was awesome! But you weren't thinking any happy thoughts. You'd be in a lot of trouble if you were thinking some happy thoughts.
Fucking right about that one, kid.
Who are you?
Fuck, this is bad. Is the cat there too? I'm assuming Robbie's just having issues. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Robbie, describe yourself.
Yes.
So yeah, so you see a creature that's almost completely foreign to you. There's only one tell: the boots. You see this massive, and I mean massive, cat. This like a jungle cat. Yeah, the front half of him looks like a lion. And the back half is striped like a tiger. The musculature of his rear legs fit like to the boots perfectly. These giant boots. He's got a big sword on his hip, and his spine and his front paws look bizarre. They look like they could accommodate a standing position if he truly wanted to stand, but at this moment he's on all fours. His ears are back and his fur is a little tufted up. His nose is all wrinkled and he is looking directly at Patrick Peter Trick.
And with them on this journey is possibly Agnes. The facial features have taken on a gauntlet, a skeletal appearance. Her eyes are glowing red. Her teeth are all just like 3-inch long fangs jutting from her mouth. Her hair drips with blood. Her boots are metal and scrape against the silver path with blue sparks. And she doesn't look happy. Her hands look like talons also. They like bird claws.
Quick question. I'm pretty sure I don't have my dog, right?
No.
Nana's back.
Nana
would have never made it this far.
Yeah, no. But I can reasonably surmise who these people are.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, you're familiar with their face, soul enough that, like, there's that familiarity. And
right.
Yeah.
Turning to Patrick, who's obviously not feeling like Patrick, is like, I'm Tasha. You flew into my window once.
I did? I fly into a lot of windows.
Yeah, I bet you fucking do.
Yeah, what? He does.
Oh, shit. This is fucking scary, dude. Could you chill?
No!
Awesome.
Jesus.
No, I can't chill.
As the curse words fly out of Tasha's mouth, you can actually see a sort of like destruction coming out, almost like a mist on a cold day. And with every swear word, it's starting to sort of like affect spikes, and they start crashing forward into the ground with just earth-shaking power underneath them. They're very heavy things.
I've never been able to do that before. Fuck's going on? Shit! God damn it! I mean, fuck!
That's Awesome. Could you teach me to do that?
No, fuck.
Why not?
As the like a widening gap starts to form in the gate or the fence, it's starting to hit the marble of the tower as well, and slowly pink pebbles start falling
Tasha will
down.
turn away so that she's projecting away from the thing that she's destroying, and if she has to, she'll like walk around so that the swears don't make like a chasm.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just keep walking as she's talking, so that to minimize destruction, maybe.
That works.
You scary fucking kid, turning to Agnes. The hell are you doing here? What happened? Please tell me you still have your memory.
I'm here to claim my tower.
Oh, that's fucking metal. Okay, is that turning to the cat? Is that also why you're here?
It was.
And now,
He's like, he hasn't stopped looking at Patrick. He says, you don't understand.
yeah,
Him.
yeah.
Him.
Every time, he is like a whirlwind, a vortex, a whirlpool sucking in ships to their demise. They don't know where they're going until it's already too late, destroying everything he touches.
The boy.
That's
just
also real fucking metal.
the boy just sort of shrugs. I just want to be a little boy and have fun forever.
He charges at you.
Oh shit!
It's almost like trying to catch the wind. Almost. I think at this point it's just narrative at this point because I have a total
of
dex right now. So,
I'm not trying to kill you anyway. You know?
yeah. So it's the lunging at here as it basically the boy just basically leaps to the next. It's like he's there for a moment on the spikes and then he's on a higher one up as he's just laughing along. It's like I play tag with the wind every day.
And he's just snapping spikes, jumping like a cat, missing and snarling.
And it's like every moment, it's not quite, it's very clear it's not teleportation, but it almost seems that way. He's moving so fast, so quick, and like next moments, he's like sitting on a lower one as he just jumped to a higher one. Is like, you're gonna have to try better than that.
to Agnes, excuse me, Tasha's gonna be like, should we help them? Should we stop this, or should we just go?
She just shakes her head. She's like, boys. And and she starts stepping forward, and as she walks, the sparks from her metal boots spark, and a trail of blood follows behind her. And she looks to Tasha, and she's like, think you could swear the door?
Hell yeah. Goes over to the door and just is gonna scream like, fuck you, you stupid asshole! Get the fuck out of our way! Suck my dick!
As you say this, the hinges just start to fall apart, and the doorknob rusts and corrodes, and it's fragile, and it falls to the ground, just shattering as it does, and the door falls inward.
I didn't know I could do that.
And it crawls.
It cries.
Why are you being so mean to us?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I didn't even test to see if it was unlocked. Like,
No, just no.
Open sesame, you monster!
Over her shoulder, Agnes yells to Patrick and Mark, "Hey, yo, we feckin' gets. We're moving on without you."
At this point, Patrick is actually no, not Patrick. Peter is standing on the small of the cat's back right now. He flips down.
And anything else before we move forward? Are you guys joining us, or are you going to continue scampering?
Well, Patrick's joining. Oh, Peter's joining, I should say.
Yeah, he prowls up, and he's just like lets out like a growl of warning, saying, "Another time. The only thing that I love more than cutting down someone as dangerous as you is robbing an ogre blind."
This is a fucking ogre?
Hell, you'll have to catch me first one day, he says with a
Fuck,
wink.
didn't someone tell me? I didn't sign up for this shit.
Ogres, and I got an ogre sling. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Agnes sort of regards the inside of the tower for a bit. I'll have to rebuild the defenses, of course, but I think this will do. And she, what?
Should we, like, be sneaky or something? I mean, that wasn't a very sneaky entrance, but, like, is this a stealth mission? Did I just really fuck up a stealth mission?
She gives maybe a smile or a grimace. It's toothy, whatever it is. She turns to you, and she's like, "This isn't a stealth mission. This is reclamation." And she turns and looks towards the staircase and starts climbing up. "I am home."
I mean, right on, little sister.
Oh, I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Peter. Peter Pan.
Hello, Peter. Yes, we have met before, but obviously you don't fucking remember. So hello.
Huh. Well, good to meet you. He says again. He says afterwards, like that's an afterthought. So he shrugs, and then he looks at the cat for a moment, like quizzically. It's like, do you know who that is?
Ooh, out of character. Yeah, does he still have his memory? Does Mark still have his wits about him?
Yes, though your Fey life seems much more real than your human at this point.
And honestly, the reason why I'm having him not remember anyone's names is because Peter Pan has a notoriously bad memory.
Oh. But he just says, "She is a friend."
Thank God. Everyone here is very creepy. If y'all didn't like me, I would be in huge fucking trouble.
Well, I'm not creepy unless I want to be.
You, kid, you're real fucking creepy, believe me.
You are the creepiest.
Thank you. Of course I am. I'm Peter Pan.
Helpful, yes. You hear the sound of the metal bootsteps going up the tower for a long time because it's a very tall fucking tower. Is Bella talking to you?
Well, she's around, and she looks far more, she seems far more herself here as well. That's just a bright bulb of light, spiteful as all get.
Should we follow her?
Come on.
I feel like we should follow her.
What do you think, Tink? Tink says we should throw her off the top.
That is... Whose side are you on? Talking to the ball of light. Yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah, it wasn't polite. Anyway, well, let's go.
I'll go up the stairs.
It's a ridiculously long staircase, and it takes a while for you to catch up with Agnes, and eventually you meet her at before you meet her, you hear a "Oh, for fuck's sake!" and what sounds like a screech from an animal, though you're not quite sure what it is because it's behind the turn of the spiral staircase.
Okay, kid?
Peeks out from around the corner.
And as you peek, Patrick, what you see is... yeah.
Yeah, we get it. You're real creepy.
There is a creature. It has horse hooves and cat paws and eagle claws and eagle's head and wings, and it's scratching at the ground because it's chained by its neck to a big metal box.
Do we see Agnes?
Yes, she's standing away from it a bit because it seems unruly, and she's just, this stupid fucking chicken. I swear you're about to be a snack. And the hippogriff sort of tilts its head and snaps at her, and
maybe it's nice.
It nearly took my arm off.
You probably just startled it. And have you seen yourself?
And she glares, have you seen yourself?
That's a good one, kid.
Man, and Patrick and the Peter basically goes, it's like, oh yeah, I could probably make it friendly as he reaches. Where'd my flute go? He says as he's tapping around. Sort of thinks for a moment. Huh. That's funny. I don't remember where I put it. Oh well.
She just... Agnes sort of glares at Peter. What the frick is he going off about a flute for? We've got this thing here. And she snarls at it and starts to move closer. Come here, birdie.
Hey, Mark, you got any animal tricks? I don't know. I feel like maybe we don't need to kill this thing. I don't know.
Mark will step forward, even though it doesn't have primal. Yeah, he'll see what his reaction to getting closer is before he does the thing that I have planned.
The bird seems largely concerned with keeping away from Agnes and trying to get the damn chain off of it. So it's actually got its beak wrapped around the chain and it's doing that yank thing that one who has a chain wrapped around their neck would do, I suppose. Without the advantage of opposable thumb.
Mark stands upright, which is a terrifying spectacle to behold. And he'll put a paw on Agnes's shoulder, just like getting her shout.
And she snarls and snaps at Mark. You're lucky you're a friend. I'm hungry.
The meal is on its way. But not this one.
Is it something bigger than this wee chicken?
Much. And it's been eating.
And she takes a step back. Are you lying, Puka?
I mean, he's a lion.
I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He says, you'll just have to see.
And she takes a step back from the hippogriff, but it's still sort of flitting wildly. It does not appreciate being chained by any stretch of the imagination. It's very, very upset, and occasionally it stops its struggle and looks at all of you and lets out a screech.
Mark unsheathes his sword, raises it over his head, and strikes at the chain.
All right. Give me a... What would that be? Strength melee? I believe. To hit the chain.
Sure. Are any of my stats augmented by lighter form?
I'll give you an extra 2 dice.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay. As you swing, the bird, first off, is freaking out. The hippogriff is just freaking the fuck out as you do this, but it does take a huge chunk out of one of the links of the chain. It's enough that if somebody were to go and unlink it, they could, but because it's pulled tight, it's still like acting as a chain because it's a dumb bird.
Hey, chain! You're ugly as fuck. And you're broken. Can't even take a swing from a fucking sword. Piece of shit.
As you say this, not only does the chain finally snap, but the box starts.
It also cries.
Why are you being so mean now?
I'm a teenager. I'm up a lot of anger.
The box starts to fall apart, revealing the contents within. Well, it would, except the lid has fallen down over the sides that have collapsed. So whatever is there is available now. As the hippogriff, realizing it's free, just takes the fuck right out the window.
Yeah, I mean, that works. Good job. Good job, guys. Good work, team.
Yes, I did amazing.
Yes, you did, Peter.
Self-centered child. Yep.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Tasha goes over to the box.
As you lift the box, wait 1 moment because I need to ask you to pick 2 numbers. So first, pick a number between 1 and 5.
4.
All right,
I
and
picked that one too.
And now pick a number between 1 and 12.
10.
10. All right. Let's see. All right. So
it was a mimic all along.
No. Oh no! Underneath this lid are 3 items that, to anybody who is dumb, would look a lot like garbage, maybe? I don't know. Garbage and toys, but because you are not idiots.
You're putting a lot of faith in me.
Some of us here have an intelligence.
Look, Carol, I am the
3.
cleverest there is. That does not mean I'm smart. Wait.
There's an assortment of like gold and jewels, but there's also 3 treasures located in this box.
Oh shit! Free stuff!
Yes. One, seems to be a halter. It's the wings of do any of you have an ornithology reference? None of you would know this, but it's they're kingfisher wings. And
what anyone with a literature specialty might realize, but I don't know. I don't have that.
Do you know anything about halcyons?
Nope.
Cool.
I think they come in stick-ons.
It's a halter, but it's made of these wings, and
like a halter for a horse.
No, like for a person. If somebody were to wear it, the wings would form an X over the heart where the brightest feathers stand out.
That's awesome.
Does anybody want to try it on, and I'll tell you what you experience? Or
I mean, unless anyone else is coming over to these things, Tasha's got possessive.
I'm curious, so I'm looking at the box to see what else is in there.
Yeah.
So, well, there's coins and these various things. So, if you grab that and put it on, suddenly you feel no sorrow or sadness. So that's what that does. Like you don't, not only do you not feel sorrow or sadness, but suddenly strong emotions seem to be something you actually have to make an effort to feel. Kind of think winter.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of zen sets over you as you put the halter on.
Sick.
Metal. Anyway.
Though, okay, so there's two other treasures. One looks like a meat grinder. Just a straight up butcher's meat grinder. One you'd attach maybe sausage casing to make things. This seems to spark Agnes's interest a bit, but she's staying back so she doesn't eat you. And there's one other thing. There's a mechanical firebird made out of ruby and gold. And Natasha, even though you're wearing this halter, something about that.
Mine.
Speaks to you, yeah.
Mine.
Mine. Just take the whole box. Fine.
Mine.
But if you guys want to roll intelligence graymare, I will tell you specifically what these things do.
I will do it. I don't think I could make it, but we'll see. We'll see with 4. Is it standard diff?
Standard diff, because you're in the dreaming, and so your face hole is just ready to know shit.
Hello, dice roller.
Oh, it's just waiting for me. What if all 3 of them just popped up right then?
That would have been awesome. Oh, dice roller.
Excuse me, Mr. Dice Roller.
Failed me for the last time. Again. Oh,
there we go.
Oh my god. Of all things, I got 1 success.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll see if Robbie, come on, Robbie.
On 3 dice.
Let's see what happens.
All 3.
All 3. Come on. Come on, baby.
6, pick up 6.
So with 1 success, which one are you trying to figure out, Patrick?
Hey!
Yay! Two
This doesn't
successes.
seem fair.
Hang on. I like numbers. I want to take a second to appreciate this. 5d10, 4d10, 3d10, 0 success, 1 success, 2 success.
Yep.
Amazing.
The perfect inverse.
Oh.
The meat grinder, I think.
Okay. As you look at this thing, this contraption, and this heath within, you realize that they're much sharper than any blade you've seen before. And out of curiosity, you grab one of the gold coins and throw it in the mouth of the meat grinder and crank on it.
Mm.
And as you do, this meaty sludge comes out the other end.
Ooh.
I taste it.
It's edible. I mean, it doesn't
Oh,
taste.
that's so cool. As I start throwing more coins into it.
No.
You're ruining this for me.
Oh my god.
Robbie, which 2 items do you want to know more about?
There are only 3 in there, right?
Yeah, so you get to pick 2 that you would know what they do. And I mean, you can kind of see what the meat grinder is doing for free. So
yeah, I'll take the other 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
the wings on the
Okay, so you understand what the halcyon halter is, based on like I've already given the description to Lily if you heard it, but yeah, it calms the wearer down, and because she does seem calmer wearing it. And then there's this mechanical firebird, and it's made of ruby and gold. If you pick it up and the sun hits it, it starts to lift from your hand, and it begins to soar and sing. And it keeps going upwards and upwards and upwards, and then it bursts into flame. And as it does, it lights like a fucking flare. It doesn't. It just like a over the tower, and then it comes
Most
back
beautiful
down.
thing I've ever fucking seen.
And the walls shake and crack, and the tower falls, and we all die. Congratulations!
So yeah.
So it's a firebird of fireball.
Well, it's actually sending off a flare to the direction of where you guys can go. The fireball is it kind of soars from the bird and floats down like a giant will-o'-the-wisp, leading a safe path. And it leads its like down towards the silver path, ready to lead the way home. And once that ball has settled, the bird flies back down to the treasure pile. So 3 items.
Yep. Peter's sort of like, taking a moment here, grinding things, takes a bit of some crumbled wall from the cause and makes some more, grinds some more stuff, and it seems endlessly amused with this thing for a moment, but quickly loses interest in it for a moment and looks over at Agnes over the way over there and goes, "Hey, catch!" He says as he tosses it to her.
She grabs the thing and she looks at it and she gives a big smile as she moves over to a table that's in the room and she sets it down and almost reverentially, and she smiles and she's like, "Well, I shall never hunger while I am here."
Patrick and Peter's sort of looking over around at the place. This place seems interesting, but there's something nagging at him. There's something missing. He's missing something. He's missing a few things. There's his flute. He has a sword, yes. What did he do with his flute? And what did he do with his kiss? And he sort of like goes to the window for a moment and peeks out into the sky, looking around, trying to find something.
There is.
Hey, Mark. Oh, sorry, you go. This seems.
I was going to say, there's a large orb of light waiting for you. And in the distance of the woods, you see the tops of the trees shake.
Oh, I'm assuming it's not a night sky then.
No, it's a time that exists only in the dreaming, somewhere between dusk and sunrise.
And Peter sort of frowns at that. It's like, perhaps he'll have to go to a place where there are stars in order to get back. Perhaps that's where he'll find his stuff. Well, one way or another, it'll be certainly a grand adventure.
Mark, I'll trade you these wings for that mechanical bird.
Done.
Excellent.
The wings of Chill the Fuck Out have been transferred to the cat.
You have no idea what you've just done.
He's gonna
I
be
know what
stoned all the time.
A cool ass mechanical bird is what I got.
Agnes makes a motion for Patrick to come over to her.
He sort of blinks over, and he's almost there before she even has finished beckoning, as he's all sort of looking at her expectantly with those brilliant green eyes.
She says, "You're looking for something."
Hmm? What if I am? Sorry.
She looks at the grinder, and she looks over at Natasha with the bird. If you want to find what you're looking for, I suggest that you ask her to help you out with that doohickey there.
What doohickey? I'm not looking for a doohickey.
Tell it what you want it to find.
Oh, okay. It's like, cool, and it'll lead me to where I'm looking for. Awesome, he says as he goes over. Hi, I want to talk to your bird real fast.
Can we accomplish what we're here to accomplish first, so then we can do that?
I mean, we took a tower. I won't actually know. He doesn't remember. It's like, what were we trying to accomplish?
I think we're here to fight a freaking ogre. Like a fucking ogre. Like out of a, I mean, obviously out of a fucking fairy tale, Tasha. The hell are you talking about? But like an ogre, like a, I don't know, like Shrek or some shit.
Oh, I fought plenty of ogres.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, you have? Oh, that's good. How do you kill one?
You just stab him.
A lot.
Okay, cool, awesome. Are we like gonna set a trap for it now that we're here? It doesn't seem to be home.
Agnes doesn't look like she's gonna go anywhere. She seems convinced this is home now, and is fully given in to that temptation of sticking around that the deep dreaming tempts everybody with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna set a trap because I can make anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming the ogre has to come up the stairs, probably, unless it's just like tell them. Or else, why else would there be stairs here if not like? Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do some kind of elaborate Rube Goldberg. That's gonna what's around? You said there were coins around.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else, or am I MacGyver or something?
There's a red meaty paste where a pile of coins used to be. Like half the coins are now.
Oh, there were chains, broken chains.
Yes, there's broken chains. There's a broken box. A what?
A tripwire out of the chains?
I suppose you could do that. Yeah, there's lots of shit that's you've broken, Tasha.
Yep. So let's make something out of it now. Yeah, I want to make a tripwire that'll either make the ogre fall back down the stairs or just let him be prone for a second, so we can shoot him. So I can shoot him a bunch of times while he's prone before he, can get to us. Because I'm assuming he's a melee dude, or at least Tasha's assuming he's a melee dude.
Well, funny you should need to know the size of the ogre.
Oh, so, like the ogre coming from those trees. Wait, what? Oh.
The fuck?
But you do start hearing a sort of like thunderous boom, 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 slowly getting louder in your direction.
Oh, Mark is ready to take position.
Take position.
Yeah. The cat's hair raises. He's getting ready to just fight. Maybe a quick glance out the window will give you an appropriate...
Yeah, Peter's going to look out the window.
Okay. Peter, Natasha, are you as well?
I'm assuming she's still working on the trap.
Okay, cool. Then Peter, this is what you see. It is a giant. A proper fucking giant. Taller than the tower. Moving towards you.
Wow. This is the biggest ogre I've ever seen.
How big?
Bigger than the tower.
Fuck, that's not gonna... Wait, then why the fuck does he have a tower for if he's bigger than... It's fine.
Do you think he could eat the tower in one bite? I want to see if he
why
does.
the fuck does he have a tower?
To keep his things.
I want to say that if we want to really put the hurt on it, we need to get to its eyes.
Can we see? Tasha's gonna go over to the window because her trap obviously isn't gonna work.
You see a gigantic ogre moving towards you. It has a single eye and a jutting snaggle tooth from its bottom lip and little horn on top of its head. It's dragging a club, and along its mouth is dried viscera from its meal earlier. It's just kind of moving along and singing an off-key tune to itself. Oh, I'm the cleverest ogre.
Do you believe?
Is there a distance limit? Is there a range on Automeyes, or could I probably not. I think you just have to be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as her bunk, Tasha will start singing a Zimmler song.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also off key. But more like, we're gonna destroy this fucking ogre. And use Automeyes. I'm assuming she's gonna have to spend glamour because this is probably like Fae 5, right?
We're talking like Unleash levels.
Oh,
because
really?
you're in the deep dreaming.
Oh, right, because you can only unleash in the deep dreaming. That's right. Does Tasha know that?
Intelligence Greymare?
Oh, Intelligence Greymare, yeah, okay. So I want to know if she'd do it if she realizes this.
Yeah.
One success.
You know you are more powerful here than you've ever been in your life. Your magic does feel a bit erratic.
All right. So maybe we're not going to do that then.
I know what we're going to do. So here it goes. All it takes is some faith and trust, and I have plenty of pixie dust as I jump out the window. And I'm going to actually not only myself, but I'm going to cause the entire tower to break from its foundations and begin to fly.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Oh yes, Steve.
Oh shit!
Well, everybody roll me to not fall over prone. So I guess Dex Athletics.
What do you want as far as my roll care?
Michael, it's magic in the deep dreaming. It's just a fucking thing that's happening. As this thing, it's not a slow rise. It's like a fucking rocket, just like a bottle rocket. It launches itself into this Arcadian sky.
I got 2 successes.
You managed to hold on to your ass, Tasha.
Hold on to your butts.
Do I have any Liger dice?
You can. We're gonna increase your athletics up by 2. This.
Okay.
Yeah, while you're here.
If ever you're not comfortable, I don't.
Oh no, it's fine. She gets to break things erratically. He's making shit fly. You can definitely be more agile and cat-like without it being a game breaker, dude. Good. But yeah, you're going up.
And and Peter's flying all around as it's going up, and laughing along the way as a ball of light is following along. You see him briefly from time to time as he's like whirling in circles around the tower from windows as you guys are going up and up.
Both of you can go fuck yourselves. Holy shit!
As the cursed parts of the wall start crumbling around you.
Oh.
How's Agnes doing?
Let me see. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The point of the tower is to be on the ground.
Let's see. Let's see if she's. Well, good news is she isn't knocked prone. Bad news is you've got an angry redcap flying in the air. What the fuck are you doing, you son of a bitch?
Flying!
And where are we going with this?
Up!
Is there an end to up?
I haven't found one yet. Let's see her
God.
This is what he does.
Does a deep dreaming even have a fucking atmosphere? We're gonna find out. You better hope your sweet ass. We have reached terminal velocity by this point.
As you continue going upwards, stars do start to appear, but no mere flaming balls of gas, but rather celestial bodies, deities dreamed up long ago, resting in the heavens, looking at you going, what the fuck are you doing in my backyard?
One of them starts to shake a little bit as Peter tries to go up behind and blow one out.
Just swatting away. Changing people's horoscopes on a fucking whim, Patrick. So this is your current reality. Feel free to to discuss things with Patrick, who seems to have taken the wheel.
As he's currently dodging like the like, oh god no, he's back sort of expressions from the stars as they're trying to keep him from blowing them out.
Peter, can you take us home?
Why would you want to go home?
I mean, this is a real good fucking question, actually. Can you take us somewhere not here? Not back to the ogre?
Well, we're in the stars.
Okay. Well, we're in the stars.
Does it feel like we're still going up? Or have we stopped?
Oh, yeah, no, you're still soaring through the stars, of which there are plenty.
I don't know if anyone's taught you this yet, but in space, it just goes on for fucking ever. Like, you think you know what infinity is, you fucking don't. It just keeps fucking going. We're gonna be stuck here for the rest of our goddamn lives.
But wouldn't that be an amazing adventure?
No! There are no hot chicks my age here.
What she said.
What? It's like Peter's not going. It's like Peter hasn't hit puberty. He doesn't really understand that. He'll never hit puberty.
Anyone with remembrance, feel free to roll it.
I can actually roll 5 dice on it.
Yay!
I have more than 5
6?
dice, actually.
Is that how this game works?
What?
Straight 3 or straight remembrance?
Diff 6? What's the diff?
Intelligence, remembrance, diff.
Okay.
Diff. Yeah, we'll go with diff 6 because you guys are into dreaming.
Hey,
No
intelligence
successes.
helps
Yes, even at 5 freaking remembrance, I don't remember.
2.
It's amazing.
Did
And
you
I got
add
3.
your intelligence to it too? How?
I
Yeah.
did.
I'm not very smart.
Okay.
What? Well, no. Remember, you have 5 remembrance here in the dreaming.
Oh,
the
we
dice
do? All of us do? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let me just roll some more dice. There's another success. 4 successes.
Oh, I lost a success. Thanks.
What can I say except?
The two older characters, as you're sitting here being thrust into the stars by Peter Pan, a phrase settles in your mind with a sense of dread. Second to the right, straight on till morning. As a potential possibility of where the fuck things could end up.
I mean, that's not ideal. But
And now the ball is back to you.
But can we do anything to stop it?
Peter!
Yeah.
I remember where you put your harp. Was it harp or what was it?
Flute.
Flute. Flute! I remember where you put your flute.
Where is it?
It's back home.
Right. Second to the right, straight on till morning.
Not that!
It's home to Peter Pan. And at that moment he starts going off, the building starts to turn and starts to sail and following him.
It is a long flight. Please feel free to discuss this journey in character without me interrupting.
Hey Peter, you wanna ask my bird where the fuck you put your things?
But I already know where my flute is.
No. What's that? Hang on. What's Rebecca's character's name?
Marcia.
Marcia. It's at Marcia's.
Who?
Hey bird, where the fuck is Peter's flute?
Tick tock.
The bird requires sunlight or moonlight to activate.
Does starlight count?
Not unless you're on a planet.
Is there captured sunlight somewhere?
No. Plus, it only works once per adventure.
Well, this is where the chronicle ends.
No. If that's where the chronicle ends, Peter Pan would have never gotten more Lost Boys.
No. There will be a time we'll get back. I'm sure there's a way you guys can convince me not to go to Neverland.
Hey, Mark. Could you put the harness on him? Do you think you could get out there to put the harness on him? I could try and make you fly too. I have very, very fucking limited abilities, but I could try and maybe make you float a little bit.
Mark, you are in the deep dreaming. All beasts are possible.
He offers it over. He says, "But I want it back." And then as he says like that, his back fur starts to ripple. and from out of the back of it sprouts these massive bird wings.
Oh shit! Okay, that works too. Here, I mean, you already have it. Go, put it on him.
On him.
Yeah, see if it'll make him like chill the fuck out. Maybe he'll be more like susceptible to suggestion. I don't know.
I think it's easier than you think.
Well, climb on my back in case we have to shoot him.
Hell yes. Tasha gets on his back. PP
And then he
server.
Then he just hangs.
Let's hear where you're going with this, please.
So with Tasha riding to the back of a winged liger with boots and a sword in space.
Is this anywhere where you thought this game was going?
This is a serious game. Obviously, this is where I thought it was going. You guys were such fantastic additions to this game. In space. The Liger frontier. These are the voyages
of the Peel Tower of Axis. Its continuing mission to catch fucking Peter Pan and redirect its course.
to find our way back home. Well, Captain.
So Mark is flapping his wings off, you know. Is he gaining on him at all?
I mean, I don't know. What are you doing, Patrick? Is he gaining on you? Is this a gainable situation? You've got.
I'm sure he's not fully aware that they might be trying to catch him yet. So it's a slow progress, but they're definitely going to catch up to him unless he notices.
All right.
Oh, let's play tag.
Okay, I'm it. No.
Wait, did you say that?
Oh, Jesus.
Did you say that?
After some flapping in space, he holds out the harness and he says, "I bet you can't get me."
And that's where it's like a complete 180, and Peter comes zooming towards you. Bet you I can. As there's a Peter Pan on one side, the tower coming from the other, and you're right in the middle.
Oh no!
This is either going to feel really bad or really good.
The dreaming, ladies and gentlemen, it's a serious place. Oh. Okay, so that's a thing. But there's a birth between Patrick and the tower that could accommodate a liger, provided he doesn't grow any bigger. A liger with a companion on his back. It will be a close approach, though.
Oh man, something occurs to Mark.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Wait," to where Tosh can hear, but not too loud.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't feel anything, What's going to make him want to keep that tower in the air?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think this plan through.
Shit. And then he starts to fly away.
Abort! And at that moment during the abort, tag, now you're it! And he starts zooming off in the other direction.
Oh.
Oh no.
This one's all you, Tasha. I mean, this one's all you. I'm out of good thoughts. Only murderous.
I want to kill that boy. That boy needs to die.
He's either going to get old or decompose.
All right, I've got a real fucking bad idea. Hey, Peter, Ollie Oxenfree? That's not this fucking game, but whatever. That I got something to show you.
Oh?
Yeah.
Cool. He says as he drifts on over. The tower's still moving past the tower's
and
still on its own trajectory.
And Agnes swears from inside.
Agnes blasting off again.
She'll reach inside her shirt and pull out the acorn charm that's on the necklace that she wears, and she'll pull out and sort of holds it up to him and say, "This is you probably don't fucking remember, but
that's my kiss.
I still say it's fucking acorn, but it's yeah.
No, that's my kiss I gave Wendy. Why do you have it?
'Cause I'm Wendy's great granddaughter. Great. I'm her kid was my mom's mom.
And he's like, oh right, I forgot she grew up. And there's almost a frown on his face.
Yeah, and we're back, not here, and not in where we're going, trying to help her. Not her, but someone who was hurting her. Because Hook, he's not where we're going. He's where we came from.
Hook? Where is Hook?
Yeah. Not there, and she points vaguely off into where she assumes Neverland is. Not there, where the place you can't remember right now. The place where we came from. Not the deep dreaming. Not Neverland. Patrick's home.
I don't know who that is. But if Hook's there, and there's this serious look on his face, and there's almost like a weird shifting in the dreaming. It's almost like, imagine like you're on a river. And the river's going one way, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it completely changes course, completely changes direction. The flow.
I made him go unseelie, guys. You're welcome.
The flow is going like one direction, and then suddenly takes a sharp turn and goes back from this stream into a river. Destiny, fate, everything is coalescing back into something bigger. I know where to go. Oh, and he almost like looks like farther and farther and farther past than in the direction they were coming from, in the direction where the light had been on the silver path. Whistles, and the tower stops moving in its direction and starts zooming backwards, quick as can be, in the direction they came from, and he starts flying like a rocket.
Agnes,
take us back. Mark. Fly us back.
Oh, this is great. So yeah, Agnes
as the tower just rockets through the ogre's head.
Yes, actually, the ogre, confused as to where the fuck his tower went, was standing where it should be and is quickly eviscerated and dispatched. Just ogre for miles around, liquid pools of ogre. Neat. As Agnes is knocked out by the sudden fucking settling of this fucking tower as she bounces off the ceiling. And the giant glowing ball still waits, unfazed by the fucking travesty that's just occurred.
Peter goes towards the light, and he looks up at the tower where, I don't know if they actually got in there. He goes, "What are you waiting for? Come on! We gotta stop Hook!"
Agnes is out cold on the floor of the tower.
Did we make it back into the tower? Or are we still in space?
Was that your goal, was to be back in the tower? or
I'm
following
confused,
along?
I feel like we should, because the tower is the one that's moving fast. Otherwise, we're just going to be in space for fucking ever.
Okay. Then give me another Dex Athletics roll to not be knocked into the fucking ceiling like Agnes was.
Dex and athletics. I didn't put a thing in the place where there should be a thing.
Shit.
I also failed.
Okay. So yes, because it's not a botch, just fails. I mean, you hit the ceiling pretty hard, but you're conscious. But you're not happy about it. You take a point of bashing each.
Fucking shit! Did you get a concussion in the dreaming?
Yeah.
Does anybody know?
Well, come on! We gotta get Hook! Says Carl from down below.
I do really want to fucking murder that kid.
And like, there's a moment of seriousness that flashes across his face as he starts to, like, you know, smoke rises off of his form, and he starts to, you know, get a little smaller, get a little closer to himself, how he usually is.
Mm-hmm.
And he very seriously says, looking into Tasha's face, "This is what he does until there's nothing left."
I'm not gonna fucking murder it. It's fine. She's gonna pick up Agnes.
Agnes isn't really moving. She's taking a nap. So I presume you guys are moving downstairs, taking whatever treasures that you have collected, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Stashing some of that gold.
Do you leave the meat grinder, or are you going to bring it along as well?
I mean,
Mark,
free shit.
am I back?
Yeah.
Yes, you're back.
Mark doesn't touch it.
Oh,
Yes.
he isn't. Tasha's taking it. It's free shit. For real
shit.
stuff.
Oh no! I'll never go hungry again. Psych!
What would you do with endless meat? What wouldn't I do? I don't like that response. As you get downstairs, you see the glowing orb waiting for you. And as you get closer, you realize that there's a figure standing there. It's almost androgynous, but it's definitely some sort of avatar of that Thunderbird, Firebird, whatever the fuck it was. The bird. It's got like a bird mask on. It's very lithe. It's got ruby encrusted gold wings behind it, and is dressed in a robe of gold and red. And it looks to everybody, I guess, initiative to see who got there first, or is Patrick waiting for them, or what's going on?
Peter was waiting for them. He got to the fire.
Then it's Peter. It's looking at Peter and saying, "Where do you want me to take you?"
To the place where Hook is.
Great. So
Well, and
And-
leaving it as general as possible, so it could be all of Brigand Fowl. I'm leaving that up to you.
Well, it is a fey entity. Anyways, as it steps aside, this orb starts to expand a bit, and it points to like a glowing white portal, and it's just step through.
And it will. Peter's going to take one more look to see if the rest are there.
Mm-hmm. Others, are you there?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark probably just one step behind Tasha.
The deep dreaming is a PvP server. Okay. And with that, with a crow, in through the portal he goes.
And as the rest of you follow, you step out and feel yourself sort of falling. Not a great distance, thankfully, before you land on a roof. And as you look out, you see the gate with an iron hook closing the gate to the home of one Dr. Conja.
Everyone, be very, very quiet.
What? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm whispering. Tasha, when do you show up?
Oh, thank God. Oh, Patrick, I've never been so happy to see you in my goddamn life. Okay, we're playing hide and seek right now.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
We need to get Agnes back to the forest, but we can't let anyone see us because we're hiding.
Okay. I think I can make us all fly.
That would be helpful, maybe? As long as it's very, very quiet.
Of course. It's always quiet.
Okay. Shut the fuck up!
Okay. I'm going to roll down the roof. And you just think happy thoughts, okay?
Do my best.
Patrick rolls down the roof.
Oh, Lord.
Off the edge for bunking.
Dex Athletics, subtract the successes up to a difficulty 2 for your bunk.
Wait, what?
Dex Athletics to do your stupid shit. The number of successes you subtract is your bunk.
Okay. Diff 6?
Well, no, we're back in the real world. So go from 8, and then you subtract.
Okay, Carol.
Go max with the 2. How many successes did you get?
I'm asking, what's the diff on the athletics
for your
roll?
athletics, it's always, it's standard unless I say otherwise, man.
Okay, it's diff 5. It's 5 successes, Carol.
Okay. Roll diff 3. You're cantripped. Yes,
Yep,
that thing.
Technically diff 4 since I'm using scene on the others. So,
Okay.
Diff 4. 4
So many
and
dice.
6 dice. 60-10.
Math.
Science. 1 success. 1 turn. That's enough to at least get us past his fence through the back.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think that's 5 turns. 5 turns, so less than a minute.
There you go. You have a minute to fly.
Yep.
I presume.
And, yeah. Flying away to another part. Hiding away in the trees and the food.
Did we know where this guy lived before?
A couple of people have seen it. I believe you were there for that scene.
Okay,
No,
just
it was Marcia and Christy.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously in Brigand Fowl.
okay. Tasha's gonna take note of the general location of this guy's house, just in case we need to burn it down with him inside.
Likewise, yeah.
But yes, you managed to land safely outside of his gates, and Agnes sort of groans as she's still unconscious.
How'd we get up here?
That's a great question. I think at least I was at a carnival, but it was a really, really fucking bad carnival. Like it was just total shit. Would not recommend.
I remember the carnival. Oh, are we still trying to be whispering?
We can. Just don't make any loud noises. I think we don't have to be whispering. Tasha's gonna look back and make sure they're not being followed.
It's daytime.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You're not being followed by by Hook.
Not yet, anyway. So, okay, making our way. So we're probably walking down the streets like, oh no, that was awesome. I won the grand prize at the ring toss.
That's what was the grand prize?
This, he says as he pulls out a silver letter that says, we owe you one.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't know. As he puts it away, but it's mine.
As you walk down the street, I want everybody to give me a perception alertness.
My best stats.
I know.
I am so perceptive.
Standard difficulty.
Oh my god, Patrick. It's 5 successes.
Can I add my pure breed to this roll? 5.
Damn.
I somehow got 2.
All right. All of you, as you're walking, you notice Tasha and Mark, your faces are stapled to phone poles. Pictures of you.
The fuck is going on? Tasha runs over with Agnes and takes the thing off.
It says, missing since March 15th, 2000, because this is set in a different year. But yeah, both of you have been missing since March 15th.
Man, their phones are now blowing up with all the missed texts.
Well, so question, Tasha's phone was destroyed by Marcia the last scene she was in. Did she get a new one since then?
I'll say you could have gotten a phone in those 2 months, yeah.
Okay, cool. Tasha will be like, what day is it? And pull out her phone.
As it takes a moment to reconnect to the cell phone towers and it says June 16th. Year.
It's the same year, right?
Yeah, same year. You've been missing for a couple months.
Will sit wherever she is. Probably drop Agnes.
Grunt for Agnes.
What the fuck are we gonna do? The fuck is...
The good news is, it's summer.
That's Patrick's takeaway from this. It's like, yeah, it's summer. They don't have to be in school anymore. And
I missed all my goddamn finals.
They missed March through June.
Mark, what the fuck do we do? Mark, I'm freaking out. What happened to my girlfriend?
Well, she's a couple months older.
That's fucking shit, Captain Obvious. Tasha, being a stupid teenager, is not going to call her parents first.
We need to come up with a story for why we were gone so long.
Stops dialing Mandy. And is like, shit, you're right. What the fuck are we gonna say? Like, how can we say we were kidnapped by that fucking asshole so he gets sent to jail or some shit?
If you can pull off a lie like that. I mean, I can try it.
What else can we say?
What else, indeed?
If only there was a way to go back in time.
Back time.
It's one of those. I need an adult moment.
I am an adult.
Actually, well, no, I wouldn't. I'm not going to call Marcia because her player isn't here. But I'm gonna call Miss Boomer.
Okay. It rings a couple of times before she picks up. Where the fuck have you been?
We've been in the fucking deep period. What do we do? We've been gone for 2 months.
What the fuck were you doing for 2 months?
We were in the fucking deep period.
Why?
And that's a great fucking question. And Marvel Eater came to my house and was like, and I was like, oh, crap. And I didn't know. We're fucking gone for 2 months. What do we do?
You go home? I don't know. This has never happened to me because I'm just not stupid enough to go into the deep dreaming because something came and spat marbles on my floor.
I thought Patrick was in trouble.
Who's Patrick?
That's I'll explain later. That's a really hard question to answer.
Like Peter Pan is walking around. I'm sure Hook's been very morose the last few months. He's like, he's not here. Smee. My purpose is over. I had him here. I had him this whole time. Diablerize me, Smee.
Fucking hell. I won't try to stop you, Smee. I won't try to stop you.
Stop drinking, Smee. Smee, get your fangs out of my neck. You understand what you're doing? You're committing diablerie.
Good Lord. You
Don't you ever scare me like that again. What are you, a sadist?
She's and Miss Boomer is just like, this is well out of my area of expertise. I don't know.
You're the only adult that I could think to contact. I have no idea. Like, how do I explain this to anyone?
Pretend you don't know what happened.
Oh, shit. That's actually not a horrible idea. So, Mark, here's the plan. We were in a fugue state. We have no idea what the fuck happened. We just woke up. Where did we say we woke up? Talking to us. Back on the phone with this Boomer.
What's a fugue state?
It's where you black out. You don't remember anything.
Is that like by Montana?
Is that like what?
Fugue state. Is that like by Montana?
Yeah, no, Tasha doesn't get it.
Oh Lord, you too. So she just I don't know. Besides the highway, I suppose.
Or no,
make sure you don't get hit by a fucking car.
Yeah, no, we need someone like to find us and corroborate our story. Could you get someone to like come find us, or like could you come find us, or like someone to corroborate this story so that we're not just fined by some rando assholes who are gonna kidnap us?
You don't know. Yeah, you know what? Lay low for like another day, and I'll take care of it. Don't let your phone die.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thanks. You're the best. Can I at least contact hey, you're a teacher at school. Is Mandy still at the school, or did she move to the other school? Do you know?
Out of character. Mandy was already going to another school at the end of Christmas break. So she's at her
very much at the other school. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure if she had left yet. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
She doesn't have that.
So with the hold tight until I can arrange things for you, and the promise of some fun shit to explain to people who weren't in this scene. This is where we're gonna end today. So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we'll see you next time.